Welcome to episode 115 of the Character Unlock podcast. I am Brooker, and joining me as always is my good buddy John.
Hi.
And my good buddy Lee.
Hello.
How are we doing, boys? We alright?
Yeah, I'm good. You?
I have an interesting problem.
Interesting?
I can't stop playing a game.
That doesn't sound like a problem.
Well, the problem is, I can't stop playing a Switch game, and it's hurting my fucking hand.
Oh no. What is it?
I'm not talking about it. I will not. It's not on my list to talk about this week.
Have you tried the Hori Switch pad?
Yeah, you mentioned it to me before, and I keep meaning to pick one up, and I didn't. And I keep going,
They are a lot more comfortable.
I got this awful fucking cramp, like across the back, properly across the back of my hand. Like I looked like the claw for most of yesterday. The missus was watching MasterChef or something, so I was sitting there, my feet up. Nikita was playing Animal Crossing on her Switch in the corner, so I was like, okay, I'm going to play my Switch as well then. So I sit there playing Hades for a little while. Just one more go. No, one more go turned into like an hour and a half of dicking around.
Yeah.
But yeah, it hurt my hand. I genuinely went to work yesterday going, my fucking hand is killing me. How the fuck am I supposed to work like this? So I had to.
You've got a Pro controller.
I do, but I don't. I was using it in portable mode.
You can put it on its kickstand and...
Oh fuck that! It means I've got to find somewhere to sit at. I was sat on my sofa with my feet up, man.
Yeah, and it's killed you. By the hand.
It would kill me by the neck if I had to find somewhere to sit and stare and crane my neck at the little screen while I was on the controller. Nah, it's fine. It's just that's. It's been a while since I've played the Switch that much, like in portable mode. It fucking hurt. Apart from that, I'm all good, boys.
Me too.
Good.
I'm glad.
That's what I like to hear. There's a fair amount of stuff to talk about that's happened in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Where do we want to start?
Should we start with the news?
Well done. Thanks. Thanks.
Okay. Jingle!
Yes.
It actually hurt my ears.
If you've peeked at my recording and I have to try and fix that, I'm coming for you, motherfucker. Okay, let's talk about Square Enix. Did we all watch the Square Enix thing last week?
If
by last week you mean this morning, then yes.
Cool.
If you mean watched it, then no.
So Square Enix did their little, or the same as everybody does now, done a little announcement video thing because Nintendo did it, so now everybody does it.
Yeah.
And I mean, to be fair, like Konami have been doing it in front of E3s for years, so why shouldn't everybody else get involved? They had a few little announcements. It was only like 20 minutes long once you stop watching the extended gameplay for Outriders.
Was it even extended gameplay? I'm pretty sure it was just the same trailer they've put out multiple times.
Wasn't there?
And they showed off the classes, but without actually showing any gameplay.
What was the gameplay? The extended gameplay thing that they had? Oh, it was Avengers.
Yeah, that's one.
They had extended gameplay of the Hawkeye Avengers thing, which
Hawkeyes.
Yes. I admit I was semi-interested because I quite like Hawkeye as a character. And then while I was half watching, half listening to this video while I was trying to work, Hawkeye and the other Hawkeye, spot an enemy. And because they use bow and arrow, they can't say lock and load. So when he went nook and loose, that was it for me. I'm done. No, I don't want to. No, I can't listen to that. Go away. But yeah, they showed a lot of Outrider stuff, which didn't show anything new, but went on for about 10 minutes. They announced a Tomb Raider Definitive Survivor Trilogy.
Isn't one of the Tomb Raider games exclusive to Xbox?
No,
Thought it was.
it was.
Was initially.
Yeah,
Okay.
so Rise of the Tomb Raider was exclusive to Xbox for a year,
Cool.
and then the Definitive Edition came out on PS4 a year later.
Right.
So this is all 3 games: so Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and all the DLC.
Isn't that like an extra 12 hours worth of content?
Something like that, yeah. But nothing new. So, like, no updated graphics, no... I mean, I don't know how you update Tomb Raider because it's a PS3 game that was already updated for PS4. I'm not sure you can update it again for PS5. But there's no, there's no up-resing, there's no nothing. It's just the trilogy on disc or the trilogy on one digital download.
I'm not sure if they're already 4K on Xbox.
I don't know.
I can't remember. I think maybe 3 has maybe 2 and 3 have both got Xbox One X upgrades.
I don't remember. I've still not played 3. I've now installed it on my PlayStation because I got it for free on Plus last month or the month before.
Well, now you can get the trilogy at some point in the future.
I
Again.
liked 1 and 2. 2 I thought dragged on a bit, so I ended up rushing through the end of it just so I could see the end of the story.
Three's the same.
Yeah, I got the feeling looking at all the trailers, 3's kind of the same. So I never rushed to play it.
One was easily the best and the most balanced and the best story.
Oh.
2 was okay. 3 I don't know. 3 was weird. It just felt like a serial killer in 3.
Well,
I mean that makes me slightly more interested. I'll be honest.
yeah.
Like the progression of the character from the first game about really being haunted by the fact that she's killed somebody,
Yeah.
and you rolled into 2 where you didn't, you started to kill people, but you were kind of shooting them, and it was the odd fist fight. Whereas in 3, it's stealth, and you are gutting people and stuff like that. It's gone full Mortal Kombat in 3.
Oh. Are we talking nasty kind
Yeah,
of
nasty. Yeah, it just
like
doesn't seem
Ellie
to fit
in
the
Last of
character
Us
model,
2?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the deaths in the Tomb Raider games whenever you fucked up a quick time event. Only
Yeah,
this time you're in
basically.
control of killing someone else.
It's just a bit odd. But other than that, I think I remember enjoying it. I don't think I've been back to the 3rd one for the DLC, but it's hard to remember.
The thing is, I imagine the DLC is quite good, but I don't think I can bring myself to buy it or whatever new copies and play through games that. I really liked 1. I played it on PS3 and I played it on PS4 or Xbox, or I played it on the PS3 gen and then I played it on last gen as well. And I really enjoyed it, but I don't see myself playing it a 3rd time. I don't see myself wanting. I see myself getting to about the halfway point of 2 and going, I think I'm done. So I think at this point, all I'll do is I'll stick with my freebie for 3 and leave it at that. And I'll go play that at some point. They announced a bunch of mobile stuff. Some of it
surprise.
is
Money.
the most.
Also announced that they've got a new Tomb Raider film coming.
Ugh.
In that same
money.
thing. Yeah.
Money.
I quite liked the Alicia Vikander Tomb Raider. So
Well, then good news, because it's more Alicia Vikander.
I'm okay with
I'm
that.
not sure I finished it. I remember starting it. So I think it was just a bit dull.
I'm very forgiving of kind of rubbishy video game films. So
I mean, it's not the worst video game film.
no, I watched the worst video game film this week.
Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
No, I think I could stomach Super Mario Brothers more than Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah, okay.
It.
I mean, I wouldn't say so myself, but whatever tickles your fancy.
I mean, neither tickles my fancy really, but at least Super Mario Brothers is watchable in its badness. Mortal Kombat Annihilation makes the thought of standing out in the freezing cold and slamming my balls in the car door over and over again quite appealing.
So
Would it matter if it was freezing cold or not, though?
After the first slam of the balls in the car door, it probably doesn't.
I don't know, but I say these things for comedy effect. I don't know. If you fancy standing out there in the hot sun and doing it, you knock yourself out.
So, right, Lee, you're doing it in the hot sun.
Well, that would
Brooker,
be the
you're
first
doing
time
it
I hit myself in the balls. That would clearly knock me out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that aside, I quite like the Alicia Vikander Tomb Raider. I'll take another one. It'll probably be crap. That's fine.
It's designed to be crap, and that's the whole point. Nobody goes into a video game film expecting it to win a fucking Oscar.
No.
Or, you know, in general, be a good film.
That being said, new Mortal Kombat film next month. Cannot fucking wait. Well excited.
The only thing I want to see from a Square Enix showing is the revival of the Legacy of Kain
Yeah.
series. That it needs to come now. It's fucking like it must be coming up to 15 years.
That's probably why you're not getting another one. Just accept that it's dead now.
It's going to
If
be
it's
the
gonna-
Beyond
if
Good
it's
and
gonna
Evil
get
2
another-
thing again, isn't it?
If it's coming out, it
Yeah.
takes less than 4 years.
They'll do it at some point.
Yeah. They will, and it will not live up to anyone's expectations.
Blood
Duke
Omen,
Nukem
Legacy of
forever.
Kain.
Forever.
It was over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Soul Reaver was
Oh,
20 years old in 2019, so it's 22.
I fucking love Soul Reaver.
Soul Reaver was dope. But the rest, definitely the Square Enix mobile stuff, they have got so much. They don't need any more.
They're doing Just Cause Mobile.
Yeah.
And Hitman Mobile.
They have
Hitman Sniper
cancelled
Assassin.
Final Fantasy 11 mobile, though, haven't they, after 6 years?
They have,
Yeah.
The Hitman Sniper Assassin thing interested me.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, there's
only because-
other sniper games on mobile as is.
Well,
so
for a couple of reasons, but one, I didn't realise that Square still had any rights to Hitman. Because I was pretty sure IOI bought all of them when they were removed from Square's ownership.
well, when because the Hitman 3 doesn't have the sniper assassin co-op stuff, does it?
No, it doesn't have the co-op, but it still has the sniper maps from Hitman 2.
Yeah. So, and the way that it looks is that it's got
But-
because it did I mean, it didn't really show off the characters, but it did look like the characters from the sniper assassin.
The female
co-op stuff.
character that they showed off in the trailer is the same one from the co-op.
Yeah.
Sniper
So
Assassin
maybe that is original Square Enix property. I mean, it did say Hitman Sniper Assassin's working title, so
Yeah.
and they did change a working title of a different game.
Yes. But to be fair,
So-
they changed the game that was called Project Athia. So it was clearly a working title because it was called Project something.
You'd say that like there haven't been other games released called Project something.
Sure. But yeah, less interested in Hitman Sniper Assassins. But
Less interested, but still would probably download it if it was free
yes.
and didn't contain some crazy in-app purchases.
Oh,
that
there'll be
are
purchases.
required in-app purchases. I mean.
There 100% will be in-app purchases. They did Avengers stuff, so they showed off Hawkeye, and then announced the War for Wakanda.
Mm-hmm.
Interested, Lee?
Well, I'll play it.
Sorry,
That's not really an answer now, is it?
from when Lee mentioned in the texts about Claw being voiced by Wolverine. As soon as he started talking, I was like, "That's Wolverine."
Yeah. Steve Plum's voiced
It's just,
Ulysses Claw,
yeah.
which is a bizarre choice because
I
it really literally done it in Wolverine's voice.
Yeah, exactly. He literally just was Wolverine as Ulysses Claw.
Oh. So much for silent
Okay.
mode.
Nice.
Silent mode's not working all that well.
No. Now it is.
Yeah, I like. Yeah. Black Panther wouldn't be my first choice of heroes to go with. I would have preferred someone with a little bit more flash and a little bit more power,
Such
rather than
as
another melee character. Well, in terms of melee characters, they've already got Captain America, Black Widow.
Hulk.
No, idiot. It's sort of those sort of close-up human brawler characters already. So I was hoping for someone like Captain Marvel, or someone with a bit more range and a bit more pizzazz. There's thousands of characters they can pick from. I don't know what their limits are in this, to be honest, in what they can and can't have.
money. And
yeah.
what ones will make
That's
them
true.
the most money?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, that's
So
why Black Panther's coming in, I suppose.
They're also probably super limited on what they can class as Avengers characters.
Perhaps. I did
No
notice when
idea.
I was watching the gameplay. I noticed and I don't know her name, the female Hawkeye. What's her
Kate
name?
Bishop.
That's the one. She's voiced by the woman that voices Aloy,
She is, yeah.
which was quite cool. We had Life is Strange 3 announced. Life is Strange True Colors, which just looked like more Life is Strange.
To be honest, I'm a little more excited for Life is Strange 3 than I was for 2, because I actually quite like the idea behind essentially being an empath.
Yeah. It's been made by Deck Nine, so the guys that made the Before the Storm expansion.
Yeah,
And
which it's probably why it's called True Colors and not 3.
yeah. They say they've been working on it since 2017, which would be when they were finished with Before the Storm. I'll play it.
Well,
But-
I mean, they've put in a lot of effort. Like they've done actual mocap for it and things,
They have,
as opposed.
but
Uh,
I can't. I'm struggling, lads. I
Yeah.
can't get. I tried so hard to get into Life is Strange 2, and there's nothing wrong with Life is Strange 2, apart from the fact it took a year for the fucking episodes to roll out. A year. By the time I
which
got
is
to
why this one's
episode,
better because it's all out in September.
yeah, it's one game. By the time I got to episode 3, I was so completely done with waiting for more. At some point, I need to go back and finish it, but I can't be asked. Just the thought of installing it and playing it bugs the shit out of me.
Feel like we've definitely ended the episodic games remit. I feel like it's not really going to be a thing much longer. No one's really taking up on the whole.
Didn't we have one last year? Or we still have one that's going?
Tell me why. I
Yeah,
think it's called.
that's the one.
Yeah, it's all on Game Pass. But again, it's not doing like I said. I think we are reaching the end because Hitman was episodic and now it no longer is. Telltale Studios don't really exist anymore in any kind of capacity, and their games, although they are apparently still having some Telltale games coming in some capacity. I don't know who's making them, but some of their old games
And the guys that finished off Walking Dead.
maybe, I don't know. But yeah, episodic games didn't pick up in the kind of way that they were hoping for. They did for a little while, and then everyone got bored of them. And now there's a much better money grabber for making money over an extended period of time in season passes.
In fairness to Hitman, it was a failed experiment in trying to make money to pay for more game.
Yeah,
It was basically like a live running Kickstarter more than it was a purposely episodic game. But yeah, they've said that it is done in episodes, but it's releasing as one game, so obviously you can take a break and a breather, which if Life is Strange, you're almost certainly going to need.
Yeah. So yeah, you can play it all through in one sitting, but there are like checkpoints, episodic checkpoints.
Yeah.
So just like put the controller down, go cry in a corner for an hour or two.
Yes. And they've also announced they're going to be doing they're remastering Life is Strange and Before the Storm
Which is going to be part of the Ultimate Edition, and then later on released as its own separate.
I don't think I've got it in me to play those games again.
No, I played through Life is Strange 1 once, and I can't do it a second time, I don't think. Not intentionally, anyway. And I need to get around to playing Before the Storm and playing 2, but...
Before the Storm is excellent. I really liked Before the Storm. Same as I really liked Life is Strange, but I don't think I can deal with that game. Not again.
No. And I really want to play Tell Me Why, but unless it's finished, I'm not starting it.
No.
Because I know for a fact that I won't go around and finish it once the full game's out, because, well, same with almost every other game. When I get part of the way through, then put it down and play something else, is that I don't get around to finishing it or playing it again.
Yeah.
Just because constantly distracted by playing other games.
Yes. Yes. I think that was about it, wasn't it? Oh, the Project Athia thing, which I didn't write down what it was renamed as. Which was silly
Me neither.
of me. Doesn't matter. Lots of freebies coming from Sony.
Always a bonus.
Who loves freebies?
Proper freebies as well, which I was quite impressed with, because they gave away Uncharted last year, didn't they, beginning of lockdown, and they gave away Ratchet and Clank this year.
Is it to PS Plus members, or is it to anyone?
Yes.
Cool.
Awesome.
It says here, even if you're not subscribed to PS Plus, so...
Oh, bonus.
So the list are Abzu, Enter the Gungeon, Res Infinite, Subnautica, The Witness, Astro Bot Rescue Mission, Moss, Thumper, Paper Beast.
So Absu's a belter.
Abzu's been on my list to
Really
play.
good game.
Abzu's been on my list to play for a while, as has Subnautica and The Witness.
Bother with Subnautica. The Witness was okay. Oh, wait, have I played The Witness?
Puzzle
I feel like I've played it.
I feel like I've played Subnautica.
We did for about 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, because of the 1000G. Got it.
And they're giving away Horizon
So
as
yeah,
well.
download those. Yeah, download those if you want them. I would. Absu's brilliant.
Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition being given away for free, April 19th.
Bastards.
I know, right? I mean, I can't complain, really. I bought Horizon on day one, digital, and I've definitely gotten my fucking money's worth out of it. And I bought the DLC.
Yeah, but now they're giving away for free, so you've upset everyone. Because it's free instead of being free at launch, because people are idiots.
Doesn't fucking upset me. If you know what, if you've gotten this far and you haven't played Horizon, get on it and get it played. It's fucking great. No one that's bought Horizon is that pissed off, because everybody that's played Horizon fucking loved it, and everybody got their money's worth from it. I bought the DLC on day one and played it over and over again. It's, you know, I probably in total spent 80 quid on Horizon Zero Dawn. It's worth every fucking penny. And I did that 2 years ago? 3 years ago? Doesn't bother me now. But yeah.
Me neither. I loved it. It was great.
It's an excellent game. Excellent game.
And now I'm going to add it to my digital library for free.
Yeah. I mean,
I could add it to my digital library, but I don't have a console to do it on.
Do it on the store.
Just log onto the store, you spacker.
I didn't know I thought there might have been some kind of stupid, you have to do it on console restriction, like they've done in the past with certain things.
Nah.
I don't recall them ever doing that, but okay. You're funny.
No, I'm not. Shut up. Stop lying to people.
You're all good, man. If you've got if you can still remember your login for PlayStation, just log into the store and add the free shit. It's all good. Oh fuck! I got an email some Humble Bundle. Go away. I'll buy one fucking bundle, man. You don't leave me alone.
Yep.
So I've done Sony freebies, Square Enix, Xbox Live rebranded to Xbox Network.
Okay.
Do we
Bizarre.
It's a strange thing
Who
to do,
cares?
but yeah, they just kind of dropped that, and then that was it.
Apart from PlayStation fanboys, obviously they care because they think, oh, it's PlayStation Network and now it's Xbox Network. Oh. So there is that, which did tickle me, all the comments and stuff. You know what social media is like. It's hilarious.
I found my tolerance for people that say shit like that dropping so far through the floor recently. Like somebody at work started a conversation about, I was talking to someone about PS5, and I'm like, well, what do you want to do that for? Xbox is better. I was like, just fuck off. I literally, in the middle of the office, went, will you fuck off? Just, I don't care what you think is better. We're talking about the console that he wants to buy. He knows what he's doing. He's a fucking grown-up. Stop acting like a 12-year-old, you fucking cunt. I've got so little tolerance for it nowadays. I'm turning into my dad.
Yep. I had an argument with the guy in an office about the same thing, but then I agreed with myself and I went and bought both.
But and someone said this. You don't care. You've got both. Yes, because they both serve different purposes. Most of the games I want to play are on one. There are a lot of games on the other one I want to play as well. Plus, my friends pretty much exclusively play on this one. But I don't want to be stuck on that. I want the choice. I can afford the choice, so I have it. I don't have any interest in getting into these arguments with people anymore. I'm just getting too old for it.
Yeah, I want shiny console, and I don't care anything else. That's it.
And you go anywhere near social media, man, I just have to mute the whole fucking lot nowadays.
Well, it's mostly 12-year-olds anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
And people who think that they're 12-year-olds.
People that act like they're 12-year-olds. So, basically just 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
But news-wise, I mean, is there anything... Was that it? There's
We
some
have...
really boring
What
stuff
else is
too,
on my
isn't
list here? I've got Gotham Knights delayed to 2022.
Are you surprised?
Kind
No.
of just expecting that every game is going to be delayed for
Yeah,
another year.
I think all big, especially AAAs now, they're all going to get delayed. There's been very few that come out on the date they were initially planned for.
When was the last time a AAA game came out on its initially declared release date?
Oh, fuck.
This isn't a symptom of COVID. This is a symptom of just shitty business.
Yeah. I don't think. I think that the reason that release dates exist when they're first announced is because it's the publisher shouting at the studio, dudes, you need to get your fucking act together.
Nah,
Stop
it's not.
playing Mario Kart in the corner.
It's for stockholders, mate. It's all it's for.
Yeah.
It's all it's for. It's for stockholders, because these games all get. If it was to say, you people aren't doing your jobs, work faster. Now we've told people when your release date is. They'd never get moved if that was the case.
I think that they get moved because it gets to a point where it's like, okay, right, the game is guaranteed to not be coming, so let's push it back by an arbitrary amount of time, which would have been roughly when they would have expected the game initially to be coming out. I feel like sometimes it's going to be there's a case of publishers saying that, oh, if you work slightly harder, do you think you can bring the release date forward by 3 months? And then the lead developer going, I guess so. And the publisher just shouts, yeah, cool, we'll do that then. Because publishers are pricks like that. And
Who's doing
in general,
Gotham
that's
Knights? Is that? Oh, it's going to be a Warner game, isn't it? Because it's.
Yeah.
Then I'm even less surprised.
There was a brief period where it looked like WB Games was going to be picked up by Microsoft.
God.
But worse is that it's possible it might be EA picking it up.
Wow.
All
Wow.
because Warner Brothers don't, oh, rather, whoever is the top end of Warner Brothers doesn't think that video games make money.
They don't make
So
money
that-
quickly. That's the problem with video games.
Yeah. That they don't make money quickly, and therefore it's a massive expense that they don't want. So palm the studio off for insta-cash.
I expect nothing less from the company that tried to force out Avengers in 3 movies with their DC films. I think that's it, news-wise, unless anybody's got anything else they want to talk about.
Nope. I don't think so.
So does Lee want to give us a jingle as we move into what we've been playing?
Don't scream.
Do I? What we've been playing.
Wow. Britain's Got Talent beckons.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, no, mate. I've already been there. Every year I'll queue up in the line with loads of odd people. Let's just put it that way.
I could hear the
Yeah.
cogs turning in your head as you were trying to
Try and
decide
work
what
out
Think of
words
a
to use.
suitable word. Narcissistic, odd people. I'll put it that way. No, it's not my jam, mate. Although I'm sure a couple of my friends have done it a few times. Spackers.
I'll do it.
Strange.
I'll have a go. I have 0 talents in anything, but I'll do it if I get to be on TV and make a dick of myself.
Yes. I would pay good money to watch that too.
I wouldn't pay, but you should do it.
See,
I'll
I'm a
record it
better
and you can
friend
watch it
than
for
he is.
free.
Well, the thing is, they don't. If I remember rightly, they don't do the worst. They always used to do a cut of all the worst ones, didn't
Yeah,
they?
like the auditions
and they
or
don't
something.
do that anymore because they class it. It's bullying essentially, isn't it? So yeah.
That's because some poor 35-year-old with the mental acuity of a 9-year-old walked on stage and took a shit and called it my talent.
I missed that episode. And all of the others, if I'm honest.
It was me.
Oh, right, okay.
Anyways,
Yeah.
who
What
wants to
have we
go
been-
first?
I can go first.
Go on then, buddy. Lee, what have you been playing, mate?
So I have played the Marvel Avengers PS5 upgraded version, and I played through both of the DLC sets, which is the Kate Bishop and the new Clint Barton Hawkeye. I've got to be honest, I didn't. Neither of the characters gelled with me. I like the characters in terms of I like who they are and what
Yeah.
they're doing, but in terms of action, the bow slows it down too much because the game's kind of high octane.
Yeah, fast paced.
So you're jumping and you're doing punches, you're doing your combos, you're dodging. That's how it works. Pulling back to go to your bows just feel. I mean, although they do have good, I presume later on they're probably a lot better once you've got all your powers and everything set up. But for the early levels, it just felt slow and kind of pointless. Hawkeye, Clint Barton was definitely the better of the two for me. He had a trip arrow that actually ended up being quite good by the time I finished playing with him, but it still didn't barely do any damage. It was kind of just it would work better in a group of 3 or 4 of you humans, so that you could sort of pin down and trip enemies over, and then all your brothers in arms do all the damage to those ones that you've just tripped up.
Okay.
But with the AI, it's fucking anybody's chance whether they decided to attack the ones that were on the floor or not. You know how it goes. Story-wise, I don't know. I liked it, but I feel like they're setting themselves up for a huge kick in the arse because they've been fucking around with time already. I mean, the first DLC they start dicking about with time, and just like, oh, here we go. So that's fucking, yeah, it's all over the place. And you go in here, there, and everywhere, and then you're not supposed to be able to break the time continuum, but someone else is doing it, so fuck it, you do it. basically, to try and fix what the other person's fucking up. And it just sort of gets all a bit haywire and out of hand. But the stories continue from one to the other in the DLC. So it feels like an episodic game again. So now I'm stuck waiting for the remainder of any story to Clint Barton's DLC to come, which I presume would be in the next DLC.
Yeah.
But we're looking at summer before that comes out in a game that's already dying off. Although they did state that they got 4 times the amount of players when they released the Clint Barton, but that'd only be like 100 players, so I suppose that's good.
There are 9 people currently playing. Let's release some DLC. We'll get 4 times that amount.
Do you know what? I think it's doing all right on consoles. It's not doing great on Steam, but it's doing all right on consoles, and they're obviously doing it. But I think that their time scales for release of content is too slow. Their end game content is still dismal and is still boring without friends. It's so boring alone. And I just don't play multiplayer games with people I don't know anymore. So, I mean, this game would be for, a good laugh to bash through with a friend. But without that, it just doesn't have any allure. Then I played a game on the PS5 called The Pathless.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I do fancy The Pathless. It looks like a lot of fun.
It was excellent.
Yeah?
It was absolutely excellent. It's different, so you're not surrounded by enemies all the time, so it's a fluid traversal game where you have to do collections, and I mean the story's good. It's nothing to write home about. It's pretty obvious good guy, bad guy kind of thing, but it's ever so fluid how it works. The game, it's really hard to explain. So you run always, you're running. And you run slow, but if you use your bow and hit these points as you're running, you speed up, and then you can continue to hit these things as you're going, and you get faster to a point where then you can start, everything sort of blends together. It's really hard to explain, but it's extremely fluid. It's kind of got a Journey feel about it.
Yeah, that was what it reminded me of looking at the trailers for it when they first announced it. It reminded me of Journey.
Yeah, and there's 5 bosses in the game. There's no spoilers there, I can promise you that much. It's pretty obvious that you're getting 5 as soon as you start. But and they were all really good. They did, they were none of them were difficult per se, but and they'll fall foul to the old 3-phase trick.
Yeah.
Cheers, bosses. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and so the platinum wasn't mega difficult either. There was a couple of iffy ones, but yeah. So I would recommend that to anyone. I picked it up in a sale. I'm not sure how much it is.
It's
normally.
like 16 quid or something, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure I picked it up for about 15 quid, something like that. But yeah, so that was that. That was really, really good.
Cool.
And that's me. I think that's me. Playing Dead Cells still, obviously. And I'm playing Valfaris again on Switch. I started from scratch because I couldn't remember where I got to. Turns out I didn't get very far last time I played it.
Brilliant.
I just passed the second boss. But so yeah, I'm playing that again at the moment. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's me.
Cool. John.
Yes.
Oh fuck me! The Pathless is currently $29.99 on the store.
Oh.
Yeah, but you get it free, mate. You just log in.
Oh yeah. I still need to put your account on my PlayStation.
Yeah. So you can have mine because it's digital.
Yeah. Cool. Sorry, John. What you been playing, mate?
So I've been playing, amusingly, more Destiny, but I've also been playing Destiny 1 because the guys that I've been raiding with on Destiny 2 decided to run like the Vault of Glass, which is coming back in Destiny 2 next season, I think. So he's just running through it and was after people who have experience on the Vault of Glass to just help people who've never played Destiny 1 go back through it. or
Okay.
people who never raided in Destiny want to go back through it. And then he also run the only raid on Destiny 1 that I've not completed, which also has achievements. So I've managed to get more achievements on Destiny 1 in the last couple of weeks than I have most other games. Just
friend.
because raid friends.
Is this just you got a new guy? That's it. You're going to leave us now?
Yeah, you specifically. I'm gonna leave you behind.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I've also played some Destiny 2, just trying to get some more raids done in general, trying to learn the mechanics, get some better loot, some better gear. I've hit the current level cap for this season, which is the first time I've managed that in a long time. So it's now waiting on the next season to see what is going to happen, because they've decided that they are no longer sunsetting gear anymore. So we need to find out, but they haven't really announced what they're going to do instead. So all the currently sunset gear is going to remain sunset. But anything that is over, I can't remember if they said a year or 2 years old, is no longer getting sunset. So the gear is still going to be usable in future. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to go on with that when the next season starts, which is in like 50 days or something. So still quite a while away in real time. I've also played Star Wars Squadrons more than you guys did, because I actually did a couple of missions in the story.
I'm not sure it's possible
actually-
to play less than what Lee and I did.
Yeah.
I think it is. You could, if you wanted to play less than what I played, it's turn it on and then turn it off.
Yeah,
But yeah,
That
same
would
here.
have been
I think.
slightly less than me. I think I played for a grand total of about 10 minutes.
the
Yes.
game is designed to be fun if you're playing with other people, but you also have enough other people that you're playing with. Because I think when we were playing, it clearly didn't realize that, oh, these guys, there's 3 of them and they're brand new. So even on the easiest difficulty I had option available to me, it still put us against 5 AI in a squad who then just completely fucked us because there was 5 of them and wasn't really anything we could do. Didn't really know what was going on. But I played the story mode, obviously further than you guys did, because you didn't do the prologue.
No.
And it's still not that fun. In fact, it's probably less fun because you spend as much time flying around through space doing fuck all, but you also have to wander around your large capital ship to pick up missions, or rather to be told what your next mission is in a briefing that you have to pay attention to. So it's not a great game.
No, I'm good.
And I will probably, if I haven't already, uninstall it, because I don't feel like I'm going to play it again.
I heard
Because
an
it is-
amazing story about Squadrons the other day.
What was it?
It was, I don't know if this is the same on Xbox, but on PlayStation, there is a glitch or a bug in the trophy system. So if you start the single player campaign, and if at any point you stop the single player campaign and play some multiplayer, when you go back to the single player campaign and finish it, you will not get the trophy for finishing the game. Because you had
Brilliant.
the fucking audacity to go play the multiplayer.
Nice.
This is just something I heard. This is not something I have confirmed or even read about. It's just something I heard. But yeah, that sounds absolutely fucking ludicrous.
Yeah. And believable as well, because it is a mess of a game.
Yes.
And it probably also has one of those stupid, if you put it into whatever the quick resume mode is now, it probably also blocks you from getting achievements or something stupid.
Brilliant.
And other than that, I played that Outriders demo with you guys and on my own for a little bit, just to try one of the other classes out, because I wasn't overly enamored with the Devastator, so I thought I'd try the Technomancer one out. It was kind of fun. Being able to build a giant missile turret that just like lays waste to the landscape was pretty cool.
Nice.
And then I also tried Lee's Trickster class out, and I didn't enjoy it that much.
Fair enough.
I liked the Trickster. I thought the Trickster was the best
Well,
that I tried, because I tried the Pyro fella, obviously based on the name, and then but found it to be rather dull. But then the Trickster was like, yeah, get right stuck in there with a shotgun, blasting away and disappearing back out.
I think I felt with the Trickster was that I didn't feel like I was dealing enough damage, and I felt a bit overexposed. Versus when I was using the Devastator, which was literally fly in, smash everything about a bit, take next to no damage, and make other people shoot themselves with their own bullets.
Is this going to be a dud, though? That's the question. It felt like it could have the potential to be a really good looter shooter, but
it felt like it could be a really good game, but at the same time, it's guaranteed to be a fucking dud. It's going to be another attempted Destiny beta that just isn't going to manage it for whatever reason. And
I think it's got some pedigree though, man. I mean, like Destiny before it's got some pedigree in its developer.
But its problem is that it's annoyingly, in the recent marketing that I saw when it said it was made by People Can Fly, who were the guys who brought you Gears of War and Bulletstorm. I think that the problem is that they've then half removed themselves from a big chunk of fans or people who may have been interested in it, because by saying it was made by guys that developed Gears of War, I feel like a lot of PlayStation players will probably look at it and just immediately shit on it because it's comes from a studio that made an Xbox game. But beyond that, it does play like Gears of War, and I think that the market for that is dwindling, especially after the most recent Gears of War game. So I'll be interested.
John seems to know a lot about the game market today.
Wow.
Are you an expert in game sales now?
I am, actually. I've got a PhD in game sales.
Well, you know as well as I do when it comes to looter shooters is that the thing that will be the defining point of this game is going to be endgame, because everybody can play the story and play the story mode part of it, but it's whether it's the end game going to have the content. And if they've learnt a lesson from anything else, then it's end game's got to be all there. So from what I read an interview with one of the developers, and they said they've done a lot of focus on the end game. So with that basis, I'd think, well, you know.
Yeah, so I think I saw the end game stuff that they mentioned in the Square Enix thing was there's some excursions, I think they called them, something like that. But also the Outrider Transit is done with like a weird huge truck thing that you can modify and put your own weird and wonderful paint jobs and different customization options, including skulls of things you've defeated, which I'm assuming if you can kill one of those huge giant stompy things and stick its skull on top of your
well, you know,
truck,
that's going to be a raid boss.
Yeah, or probably ignored entirely because they've made it seem like you're supposed to be super scared of them and to just pretend that they don't exist, and then you'll just see them in the background. They might get a cutscene where they blow some shit up, and then that's it. Who knows? But
well, as it's going Game Pass, I might give it a good go. I could do with. I am a fan of a looter shooter. I wish I had the time and inclination to play it more. But I am a fan of a looter shooter. I really am.
I'm a liker of looter shooters. I quite enjoy playing them. I'm
a liker of playing stupid shooter games with my friends.
Yeah, so I'm more than happy to play with you guys on it. but it would need to be I don't really want to play it without you guys job, or at least with one of my characters anyway. I might run two, because it does seem to think that you should be able to run with all four characters at some point, and have one specifically for playing with you guys. That way, I don't end up with one that's stupidly over-leveled for no reason. Especially with Brooker's time frame of playing games that he doesn't really necessarily want to play.
Well, but the thing is, the thing to realise is that like those games, I'd like to play Outriders, and I will probably install it day one, but I might not be playing it day one.
No,
that doesn't mean
I don't expect you to.
That doesn't mean to say that I won't enjoy playing with you guys. It just means that my enjoyment of it will probably be halved, because you two will be able to run through and waste anything that comes at you, and I'll still have to play like I'm a level 1 character, because I will be a level 1 character.
Which is why I'm saying that I'm probably, if I do end up getting it and playing it, I will probably run more than one character, one to play specifically with you.
But what I mean is, it's not to say that you shouldn't level up all your characters. It's not. I go in with that expectation, same way as when I played Halo with you guys. I knew full well that this wasn't going to be us going through as a team. It will be me following you two.
Especially Lee, who ran off a lot.
Yep.
But do you see what I mean? If I was worried about that, I would make sure that for the next 2 weeks I had nothing to do except play Outriders. But that's not going to be the case.
No.
To be fair, it might be,
because
because
won't play that much.
it might. April 1st it comes out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All my Hitman stuff comes out the day before that, so I could probably do most of my Hitman stuff on day one. And set aside time to play Outriders then, so you never know. I quite liked Outriders. It was fun.
Well,
it was a shooter from the guys that made Bulletstorm and Horde mode. You know,
Yep.
And it felt like a shooter from the guys that made Bulletstorm and Horde mode, and I was okay with that. I had fun with it while I was playing.
I'm not expecting to play it on release. You can't play it on release because
It's
the
going to be
servers will
broken
fall
to
over.
shit.
The servers will just fall to pieces. I don't know if it'll be broken, because often when they release a demo, they normally get a good grasp on things, don't they? But the servers will still fall over on the first day. Always do.
I don't think the servers fell over that much on the demo, and there are people out there who've got.
They did initially.
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't think they fell over that much. Not that they didn't fall over at all. Yeah, literally, there are people who've got like 60 plus hours on playing the demo already. On the fucking demo, 4 missions.
How many hours?
Like 60 plus.
I've seen 260.
Okay, well, fuck that guy.
I've seen people with 90 hours just grinding 90 hours to get like 3 legendaries.
Brilliant.
It's insane. Some people are just insane. Yeah, 260 or 290 I seen the other day someone had done.
See, these are numbers that confuse me.
Shitloads of legendaries.
You know, you're going to put all that effort into getting a legendary so you can take it into your game, because obviously all the unlocks and that are coming over into the main game when it releases. Why wouldn't you just put those hours in to the game when it comes out? I don't get it. This is why gamers confuse me.
Yeah, well, these sort of people generally I would expect are streamers and stuff like that. So they're playing it because that's what people are watching at the minute, or some shit. I don't know. I presume that's how it works.
Fair enough. I don't know. I can't imagine putting those many hours into a demo that's only been around for a week and a half.
I don't think I can imagine putting that many hours into a game now.
Oh, I can. And I will.
I was going to say, that's the kind of hours you put into Hitman 1.
Yeah, eventually, maybe, if I get really lucky. Anything else?
No, nothing else.
Cool. I'm going to have a look at my list. What have I got to talk about? So after 114 hours, I have completed everything there is to do on Hitman 1 within Hitman 3. I still have 2 other games to get through, so that 250 hours is looking quite likely.
It seems so, doesn't it?
It does a little bit, especially with the new stuff they announced today. But I have stopped and decided I want to take a break and I said that I would. I said I'd get to the end of Hitman 1 and I'd stop and play something else before I burnt out. So that's what I've done. I played Squadrons for a whole 15 minutes.
It's more than me. It was fucking awful.
It was terrible.
It was so bad. It was so bad. And not letting me change the camera view. What the fuck? Come on. Why couldn't I have third person? I chose not to have the camera that forced, the no HUD mode that forced me to see the instruments. So why did I need to see the instruments? Just let me see the outside of the fucking ship. That'd have made it much more runnable.
I hated it. I hated every second we were playing that. It was pretty shit.
It's just slow. Like, it took you ages to get up to someone, and then within seconds he'd been blasted out of the sky. And I was like, oh, this is fucking shit. This is like dying over and over again on that one we played last time. When you get crashing into things randomly.
Yeah, Battlefront.
Battlefront, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you what it felt like. It felt like Battlefield 3 or 4 when you played it and you weren't really that good, but you'd spawn in and you'd have to run for 10 minutes before you got to where the battle was, and then some fucker would snipe you and you'd have to do it all over again before you even got a kill. That's how I felt playing Squadrons, and I was like, yeah, I might be done with this.
The first thing I did on Squadrons was change the control scheme so that it put the right stick as the yaw or pitch. I don't know what the fucking thing is.
I did go through the options, and I did try to find the one that made it a fun game, but couldn't find it.
No, there wasn't. That one wasn't available.
I found the one that made it a fun game. It was the uninstall button.
I did have much more fun playing Rocket League with you guys afterwards, though. That was a blast.
Yeah, that was always good. Rocket League's always a good blast.
Yeah. It was the first time I played it since it went free to play, so none of my unlocks were there. I was a bit sad. And then for some reason yesterday, they were all just back. I don't know why. I don't know where they went. I don't know why they came back. But I finally got my truck and its Mohawk back, so I'm happy.
Got my van with the mariachi hat.
Nice.
So I'm happy.
I finally played the medium. I had a couple of days off work, and I sat down and played the medium. Boys, the medium is everything I wanted it to be. It is so fucking good.
I want to play it, but I'm too scared.
It's
I
not
actually
that,
have it downloaded.
Too scared also.
it's not that scary. In fact,
Yeah.
it's not. I had one jump.
You lying, like a cheap Japanese watch.
In what? There was one scare in the whole thing, I think.
That's too many.
And that for people that like horror stuff as well, it would understand what I mean. It was really good because it was so beautifully telegraphed. Like, you knew it was coming. There was going to be a scare. It was definitely going to happen. And it happened, and it still made me jump out of my fucking skin. But after that, it's a really good story. So it's a story about a woman who is a medium, who has the ability to see into the spirit world, and she sometimes uses that ability to help people who are kind of stuck in the spirit world, move on to the next part of their existence, life. Their souls are kind of stuck in this world, so she helps them move on. And she gets a call to go and investigate a disaster at a hotel in Poland. The whole thing's set in Poland, which is quite cool. You don't get many games set in Poland, I don't think. even though there are a lot of developers in Poland. And yeah, so it's basically it's a walking simulator with a horror atmosphere and quite a few interesting Resident Evil level of puzzles as well to get around and move things and do stuff. There is a monster that follows you around. Again, not scary. He's just there, and you have to avoid him. There's no combat. There's no fighting. There's none of that. So you don't have to fight this thing. Although it does feel like at one point there was a combat mechanic, and it may have been taken out. It's a really cool story, actually. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed spending time with the character. I enjoyed spending time walking around the hotel. It's very much got a feel of a combat-free, slightly more horror-y Control. It felt very much like I was playing a Control spin-off.
Okay.
Or something very heavily influenced by Control. Maybe that's just me, but I did get that from walking around and playing it. It's fixed camera.
Just all the reds.
No, because the reds weren't really in it that much. The screenshot I sent you of the reds was quite late in the game. It's a separate part of the story as well. It does tie into the main arc of the story, but it's like an offshoot bit of story. But that screenshot I sent you had the vibes, and I was like, did I accidentally put Control on? Because it kind of feels like it. It's like 8 hours long. Nah, shorter than that. It must be 6 hours. I think it took me 6 hours to play it. It's a really cool story. It's yeah, like I say, it feels like at one point there was a combat mechanic to it, but was taken out. It's just atmosphere and storytelling. They announced Bloober Team, the guys that made it, so it's the guys that made Layers of Fear, which I really liked. Layers of Fear is really scary, and I wouldn't recommend that for either of you guys, but I would recommend this. I think you could both handle this easily. They've announced that they're going to do a physical edition as well, which I think is kind of cool because obviously it went directly onto Game Pass. It's a Game Pass game. That's probably where it will stay forever. I don't suppose it'll ever find its way to PlayStation or anything. So it would be nice to have a physical edition to keep, just to support the developer really, because I really like their work, and they're going to do an Observer one as well, which I will get because I haven't played Observer Redux yet. But it genuinely really good. It's obviously running in March, and I've only played 2 games from this year so far this year, but you know, the quality of the games that have come out this year that I have played is phenomenal, and it's one of the best games I've played in a while, and certainly one of the best horror games I've played in a while. And I really want to go back and play it. It's going to be one of the few times I think when the physical version comes out, it will be one of the times I break my rule and I go back and I chase all the achievements, because I only got like 70% or something just by playing the game. So I'd like to go back and get the rest just as an excuse to play through it again. But it is really, really good. I highly recommend it to everybody, even those that don't like horror. It's not scary.
I'll consider it.
You might even enjoy it. There was a moment in it when like something happens and I went, oh shit, this might be a bit too scary for me. But actually it was just my imagination playing tricks on me, and it was nothing to do with the game. After I was like, oh, okay, that was me. This is fine. Everything's fine. It's all good. And finally, we played my choice of game for March, which was Call of the Sea, which was a
Good game.
puzzle-based walking simulator. Far more puzzly than your average walking simulator.
I'm just glad it had a jog option rather than because that walking was slow.
Yes, it was, and even towards the end, the jogging was kind of slow. What do we think?
Spectacular.
Cool.
In a word.
I enjoyed it.
And yet I sense a big hairy butt coming around the corner.
No, I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I'm neither here nor there with it. I definitely don't think it's spectacular. But as far as walking sims go, the story was good. The things that you could do were good. The puzzles, albeit some of them were fucking ridiculous.
Some of them were fucking retarded.
The one that pissed me off the most is the one where you have to walk all the way down. So you start off on a middle platform, you have to walk down to the bottom, then you have to walk all the way up to the top, and then you have to walk all the way back down to the bottom again. And I was like, that is just dragging time out.
That's exactly what, so when you got to press the things in a certain order.
Yeah. I was like, you fuckers for making me do it in that order.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was good.
Good.
I was a huge fan of Chapter 3, and for the weird thing is that was clearly like supposed to be the scary chapter.
I quite enjoyed that one actually. That was all right. The whole game I thought was really good. It had it felt like I was playing a comic book adaptation of a BioShock fan fiction.
Yeah.
I genuinely, especially when you start listening to the notes and reading the notes and that, and there's a character in it called DeWitt. I genuinely was expecting there to be a lighthouse. I honestly thought I found myself accidentally playing a BioShock tie-in somehow. Turns out I hadn't.
No.
But it did have that feel to it. And actually it did make me go, I still need to replay BioShock. So that may be on the list to play later on this year. Because I haven't played BioShock in fucking ages. But yeah, I really liked it, and I was glad. I wanted to play it, and it was on my list, a bit like The Pathless. It's one of those where I go, at some point I'll get to play it, and then obviously this challenge came around, and I went, well, there's this or one or two others that I want to play. And I looked at the achievement list for this one and thought, actually, you know what, I'm going to get this one out there quick, because I don't want it to be swallowed up by someone's quick run for 1000 G for reward points thing.
And I did get the 1000 G on it playing it.
There you go. Because I wanted to play it, if that had been the case, I would have gone, I'll play it at some other point, and I probably just never would have gotten around to playing it. So, fuck it, I'll chuck it on, and I'll chuck it in the thing. I'm glad I did. I really liked it, and if you guys liked it as well, that makes me even happier.
Yep.
Cool.
I quite liked that one of the achievements was actually like you looked at a guide for this as well to get the achievement. It was like the little keyboard thing. You had to play a specific tune that is not in the game kind of anywhere.
Oh, okay, yeah, I did do that.
So, yeah. But I will say it was kind of annoying to discover that there was a secret item to find in every level when I got to Chapter 4.
See, I found the secret item by accident in Chapter 1 and went, there's going to be one of these in every chapter. But
yeah.
I wasn't that fussed about finding it.
Yeah. When I got to Chapter 4 and found a secret item, I was like, well, fuck you, game.
Nice.
I purposely went out of my way to find the other 3 that I missed.
So I think that leaves us just with finding out what we're playing in April, which I think is John's choice. And now I say that, I've not got my notes up for it, because I keep notes of what we're playing just so I can go back to it.
Okay, so assuming that you guys have not already played it, because
do we need a jingle for this?
No.
No, jingle, or do you want just like a drum roll or there you go, done.
Yeah, can you have like rather than having like an escalation at the end, can we have like a fart because it's John's choice. So you know, have a drum roll and then a squelchy fart at the end.
I'll get it all
Spell
built
check.
up, like trumpets and a band and everything. Then he'll go, right, we're playing Black, and I'll go.
We're not playing Black.
That's good.
No, I'm. Unless you guys have played it already, my choice is Double Kick Heroes.
What the fuck is Double Kick Heroes?
Isn't that a Double Dragon ripoff?
No, it's not. It is a game that it's kind of like Rock Band style thing, but it's a survival game at the same time. It looks kind of funny. It is the thing. Is the reason to why I've chosen it. I've no idea how long the fucking through the game you're gonna go or play.
Well, surely the challenge is to finish it.
The challenge is to finish it, but I'm also expecting it to be insanely difficult because that's usually how these fucking games go. But it's on Game Pass, so
Let us check how long to beat and see how long to beat thinks it's going to be. It's called Double Kick Heroes. Main story, 3 hours.
yeah.
Alright. Cool. I have no idea main story 3 hours, completionist 7.5 hours, all styles 3.5 hours. What?
Numbers are hard. You know that, right? Not just numbers, but also time. Nobody understands how time works. They probably went through a time zone or something when they were playing it and got confused because they were on their Switch.
Yeah. And their hands hurt.
Yeah. But,
Cool. Double Kick Heroes it is.
Okay.
I am good with that.
I'm going to have to start digging something out for May.
Yes.
Just go onto the Xbox app and press Surprise Me a couple of times until eventually you find something.
Or I could just look.
That's
Manually.
what I just said.
Can I choose a different game for each of you?
No.
That's a shame because I don't want to punish Brooker, but I really want to give you something fucking terrible.
I mean, you can give me something
Wow.
terrible if you want.
Why do you want to give me something terrible? I've done nothing to you, but give you nothing but love.
Just remember that you can
How
finish
you leave that love at my doorstep, I don't like. Okay, Double Kick Heroes installed, done.
Yep. It's not a big game.
No, looks all right. It's kind of like the
survival.
whole game premise is, do you know, like the motorbike scene in Katana Zero?
Yeah.
And that's sort of, and like the Turtles in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when you're on the skateboard.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
like that. It's like you're like kind of moving car scene for the whole game.
Yeah.
Oof, that sounds like it's going to be nightmarish.
That's why it's 3 hours long. It's actually
now
only
with
15 minutes worth of gameplay.
24 levels of pure madness. 24 levels in 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume it's probably got a really good soundtrack because it's a rock band on the back of a
Well,
car.
it's a rhythm action game, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's going to be Mad Max-esque in
Just what?
but you never know.
Butchered loads of zombies in rhythm with metal. Yeah.
Yep. See? It's everything you could want and more.
I really hope that they're going to have the Hello There by Cheap Trick as well. Because if you remember, that was the song from the Rock Band opening scene where they were on the car,
Yeah.
which is a quality tune.
It all looks like it's original music.
Can't complain at that.
No? Cool. Right.
Yeah.
Uh,
Are you still going to put the fart soundtrack on that now?
No. Mainly because that requires,
Effort.
editing. Is that us done then, boys? I think it might be us done.
I believe so.
Cool. Right. Let us start wrapping things up then. So, until the next time, Lee, where can people find you, buddy?
I am Pyro Luffridge on all consoles and anywhere else you would wish to find me.
OnlyFans.
I should do an OnlyFans, but I've got nothing to sell.
Doesn't mean you can't have an OnlyFans, just means you have a shit OnlyFans.
That's true.
Aren't all OnlyFans really just shit?
Not all.
I can't speak to them, I'll be honest.
Not all. I've seen pictures that people have uploaded to Reddit afterwards. Not all of them are shit.
I love it. It's like, spend money on this and then give it away for free. For whatever reason.
Heroes, mate.
Yeah.
Modern day heroes.
People who have more money than sense, apparently.
Well, yeah. That's what FIFA Ultimate Team's all about.
Well, yeah.
Did you see the stats? Did you see the stats about how
attainable
EA came out and says, well, no, it's all attainable in game, and it worked out to something like 20,000 hours gameplay minimum.
Yeah, it was something stupid like 6 years, or you needed to spend in real money like several £100,000 just to essentially get either enough coin from quick selling those packs that you're opening, or just hope for the right RNG level of luck, which is just not a thing.
It's fucking insane, isn't it? Especially considering that their staff were just fucking selling them willy-nilly.
Yeah. I think that's why they
love that.
That's why they said that all of the stuff is attainable, when in reality your staff have the ability to just give away stuff if they want to.
I think the worst thing of the whole situation there, that for people in particular that spend money on it, is just that it's all gone in the next 9 months. Because how long do the games last? Is it it's not quite a year normally. They come out slightly earlier every year.
So they come out roughly the third week of most seasons, usually about 3 or 4 weeks after the transfer window ends. Just because that way they can just go and they don't have to make any final changes to the game, although they do anyway, for whatever reason, because they always launch the Ultimate Team stuff in a web store before the actual game launches to get people a leg up, essentially. So there is still some stuff that needs updating, but for the most part, it's once a year. The game then immediately dies.
Yeah.
Once the next one comes out, but you can still play the older one and still get time and people to play with you. But yeah, they don't then run any extra updates to it, so it's not like playing a game, getting invested into it, then release another game, and you don't have to pick up the next one. You can keep enjoying the old one and then get the one after it. Similar to the way that I play Football Manager, I get every other release. So yeah, FIFA is a complete shit show. That's right now.
Yep.
More so than normal, in fact. More so than normal.
Is. So it's been highlighted a little bit better, hasn't it? Now I really hope that they can move away from that package, but it's such a fucking money train for EA that they never will.
Yeah, they definitely make more money on Ultimate Team than they do actually releasing the game.
Insane amount. You only have to Google videos of it, mate, and there's thousands of people out there that just open the cards to make content. It's fucking insane.
Someone actually tried to argue with me about the fact that EA make more money on Ultimate Team than they do selling the game. Someone tried to argue.
Question. Not even a question. They make millions a week.
Their argument was that they don't buy packs.
Oh, that's a good
that's
well, by that logic, I don't buy FIFA, so clearly FIFA doesn't make money.
No.
Yeah.
But there's people out there that buy packs even without the game because you can.
Well, that's like, I don't pay for porn, but the porn industry is still there, so they're getting the money from somewhere.
You just steal it off of Reddit afterwards.
It's like, you're the reason why OnlyFans is probably not making as much money as they could.
Well, I believe that's probably just for the same reason why it's so difficult to find decent modern rock bands. It's just it gets watered down over time, doesn't it? With the sheer volume of additional people trying to get the baps out for cash.
Yes.
Maybe it's a job you can do after all, Brooker.
Well, yeah. 2 or 3 more pizzas and I'll definitely be there. Another year of lockdown and I will definitely be there.
Oh God.
That's
I've got a party booked Monday. So if anyone wants to find me Monday, you'll find me drunk.
Nice.
Probably in a gutter on Tuesday morning.
Only a couple of weeks, lads. Only a couple of weeks. I'll check Facebook to find out when the pubs are open again, because someone will probably have told me by now.
April 12th. I think they can open beer gardens.
Yeah, John and I have a mutual friend that's counting down on Facebook.
His last post was 2 days ago, and he said 21 days.
Goody.
So,
Logical.
19 days until he is going to be at the pub. No, sorry, 18 days until he's at the pub, because he'll just sit there and camp outside for the night.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably booked it off work.
Yes. Anyway, John, where can people find you until the next episode, buddy?
I am on Twitter as the John_CU and Xbox Live as Long Dong Silver.
Cool. And I am at Brooker411 on Twitter, and still toying with the idea of doing another account where I just live tweet all the shit I watch with my really angry tweets.
I don't think you need to do a separate account.
I don't. OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, yep, that's the way to do it.
An OnlyFans account where you do it.
OnlyMans.
Topical and funny.
I really want it, and I've watched a couple of things recently where I'm like, I could get a real kick out of ripping this to pieces. Even stuff I like, I could really get a kick out of ripping this to pieces.
See, that's why it's better. If it's stuff that you actually like, tear into it. And then when people complain about the fact that you've done that, you just go, I'm a super fan, actually. I own all of the content. I've watched this more times than you've even been alive.
Yeah. The only reason one of the biggest reasons I consider doing it on a separate account is because I wanted to do it to the Justice League when I watched it at the weekend. And obviously that's really cuntish, putting spoilers on Twitter straight away. So I want to put it onto an account where I can hide it, or where people can just mute the account and not necessarily mute me.
Yeah, I suppose.
But we'll see. And if you don't want to follow any of us on Twitter or anywhere else, you can find us on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook at Character Unlock. Or you can just wait for a couple of weeks and we'll be back recording yet another podcast for your lovely ears. Until then, thank you everybody for listening, and gentlemen, say goodnight.
Good night.
Bye.
So say goodnight.
Good night.
There we go. Fucking hell.
Sorry.
Can't follow a simple
Good
goddamn
night.
instruction.
Outro.